Welcome to my vault spot. That's where it is. Camera's up there. Computer is down here. It's tiny. It's 8 inch, but it goes anywhere. Better lasts all day unless you're streaming. So uh, I'm gonna be up and down. Really, we got a couple things to look at. So I'm gonna do this while I'm recording, so that I can get kind of the best. Uh, and I can sink into my shoulders really well. So let's pop over to the program. Uh, 42 days. That's what it is. 42 days. And then you'll do it forever. Because once you realize how easy it is to take over power and control within yourself, you really learn you don't care. The IDGTF is what it is. Uh, Something I gotta look at from the left in a minute. So just kind of gonna run down the weekly schedule of how you how it works. Because your first week, you make your choice. What are you changing? And by making that choice, you turn it into a decision. It gives you a concrete thing, which then in turn gives you a personal why. That personal action gives you something to replace. So I'm not. I want to quit smoking. I've replaced 90% with vape, but now I really want to focus on really doing it. So every time I catch myself going for a cigarette or putting myself down because, oh, I'm really nicking real bad, why don't you replace that with a positive thing? Okay, uh, go have a piece of gum. Most people replace it like candy and gum, all those kinds of different things, but very few people have the self control to be able to just know. So you get to take back the control of why your choices make you who you are, and then that in turn makes you good or bad. Or if you walk around with a feeling and a whole life of self-loathing because you feel that you can't control your own choices, you really can. It just takes somebody to hold you to account to do the things you desire. Week two, uh, you're still catching the negative intention, you're replacing it with that positive action. Uh, Week two, you join others in rewriting your own story. Because once you're out of the first week, you really start catching it really fast. Really, and you are able to be so positive. It's like, man, I've been doing this for a week. I can catch anytime I'm starting to feel negative about myself, anytime I'm starting to put myself down, anytime I let somebody else take control over my actions. And you just know. Week three is moving in your unwanted intention. Uh, this becomes really easy at this point. You're 3 weeks in, and here, so week one, you're really doing it by yourself because you have to have the power within. Week two, you're telling other people because by then you're already proud of yourself. You build your internal intention. So you're telling others, so like, man, I'm doing this thing and it's really not. Going into week three, depending on the depth of your choice and decision, you may start going into, okay, I need something to help hold me account a little more, and you go into meditation. Uh, Week four, you You don't have that. You've caught every instance your brain has tried to undermine you and your spirit and has caught it. Just bang. Uh, that's when you really start to understand, yeah, I can do this. Week five, allegorically using positive momentum and addressing negative pop ups. So, power positivity comes in here. So, when you come in here in power positivity, you are addressing every negative pop up and you're starting to move outside of the original intention and moving into more of your daily track thought. Week six, intentionally using those pop ups as actions to continue your positive momentum. You're pushing here now. Everything that is not aligned with you will start to show itself. And as it starts to show itself, you consistently are able to just poop, push it out of the way, push it out of the way. And that's the end of 40 days because you're able to break down that negative habit, intention, negative self talk, and turn around and blast it into pure joy and positivity within. Because if you like yourself and you're pushing yourself to be better every day by catching all those negative thoughts and intentions, then there's nothing else for you to really worry about. Your posts, and this is where it comes into things like Facebook groups, the email newsletters, meetups. I do meetups in the Southeast. So continually addressing all the things and continue to evolve to the highest and best version of yourself. And one of the big things uh, that came next was somebody asking me about interference patterns because we were going through Isaac Ventoff's, uh, dang it, I forgot the name of the book, whatever. We were going through Ventoff's book where uh, it's really the science of consciousness and constructive and destructive interference was the next thing that popped up. All right. So you don't see a screen, you don't see anything, and I'm going to stop.